So I worked for several years as a secretary. And I remember working in IMB for almost 12 years. Well, that's a long story as well. At the end of my sojourn in IMB, I had gone from one department to the other. I had excelled in each department that I was put in. And the latter part, I did an in-house banking course with 10 other bankers and MBA holders. And we had an exam at the end of our course. I came 5th to the glory of God. So I knew what my abilities were if I was ever given the chance. So I started working as a treasury officer, and I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it because I saw it purely as trading, and I love business. I love trading. Even while I was working all those years, within the 12 years, I would hop over to Italy for a weekend, buy goods, come back and sell to my friends. I wasn't spending my salary. I was spending my intakes, buying stocks and shares. You remember the indigenization decree? You remember? You were born, of course you were. I'm not trying to rub it in, but I'll be 62 in July. Anyway, so I was saving up. I also remember building my first house when I was in IMB. We had the opportunity of borrowing money from the bank at 3% interest in those days. I left the bank when I realized that the bank was hiring people who were university graduates, and they were putting them above me. And I you know, pulled up on my socks. I had rolled up my sleeves. At every point in time that I was there, I'd put in my best every time. And I felt cheated. I felt that the bank was being unfair to me. They appreciated my work, but it had a funny way of showing me that. They told me that at every point in time, you know, but when I began to see that happen, I said to myself that, no, I can't stay here. When am I going to end up being a manager or a general manager? You know, they kept on putting more clogs in the wheel, and it seemed so far away from my reach. So I felt that, you know, the time was up for me to leave. So I decided, you know, on looking inwards, and decided to study fashion design. So, because I believe in doing things properly, I decided to resign and to go back to England, the third time, to study fashion design. One of my siblings that encouraged me to carry on with the bank and just hire tailors and put them there and carry on with my work, but that wasn't going to be the way Folorunsho, you know, would want it. So I left, I studied fashion design, and I came back again. I set up my own label. I launched it after about 2 months of setting up. I launched it on the 1st of November, and Monday I was invited by Daily Times Leisure Services, who were in charge of fashion competitions that were being run by the Daily Times group. And initially, because I was rather tired launching the label, I wanted to rest a bit. But you know, Folorunsho is not the type that runs away from challenges. So I decided to take up the challenge. So I put in for the competition, and to the glory of God, I won the competition. And that was a new phase of my life, because the Daily Times used it to promote my business, and I was in the papers all the time. And that brought a lot of clientele from all walks of life.